Welcome, Walnut. I'm Lara, but you can call me Laz, your host for Walnut Wednesday. This is your reminder to be brave, be yourself, and know that you can make the world a better place just by what you decide today. Here, I'm going to share my weekly walnuttings with you on a Wednesday. Good morning, Walnut. It is me, Laz, here for another episode of Walnut Wednesday. How are you this week? I hope you have been brave. I hope you've been enjoying the episodes that have been coming up. There's been a lot to celebrate and a lot of wonderful people on the podcast recently. So I hope you're enjoying these chats as much as I am. This week, Walnut, I've got a little bit of story time. I've got a little bit of a revelation. But my walnutting this week is kind of in relation to what a lot of the coaches on the online things call quantum leaping, but a walnut version, because I think I've experienced one. So my brain kind of goes into a different place because it's just a little bit too much to comprehend to me when I'm learning about quantum shifts. But basically, what people talk about in regards to like having a quantum leap is bridging this gap between somewhere where you desire to be and actually getting it in a short space of time. So they talk about it a lot in relation to money and things. So I want to give you my version and see if you resonate with that. And then, if you want to learn more about it, I can give you some links to some classes that I've taken from other people and things like that. But I want to give you my version because I had this brain fart the other day, like, I think I've just experienced my first quantum leap. So I'm really excited about it. But it starts with a story time. Of course, it starts with a story time. And if you're in the Walnut Tree or if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen on my stories when this episode airs, it will be a little while ago now. But it starts with my Batcave TV. Now, my Batcave TV, and when I say Batcave, I mean my bedroom TV. So this is an overflow TV at present. This TV I got about 11, 12 years ago. It was my first TV. I got it when I first moved out of home as like a birthday present or something. It was, Geordie and I were like, wow, this is such good quality, top of the line, like really great TV. So it's followed us through all of our flats through Wellington in New Zealand, where I'm from. It's been either the central flat TV or just a Batcave TV at various different places. So it's lived a good life with us. I mean, I think it's pretty good innings, like 11, 12 years for a TV. We've had it, majority of our relationship. But definitely when I moved out of home. So it's been on a ride. This little TV has been on a ride. It's definitely been on a journey with me. And anyway, so at present in my house, in my Walnut domain, it is the overflow TV. It is the Batcave TV. It is where I go when Jordan is watching like fighting or something and I want to go and be alone when I watch my like horror movies or something like that, or something a bit girly. So I went to try and use it the other day to watch a class on my little Chromecast because technology is like wow now, and it wasn't working. I tried turning it on and off, and then I thought, okay, I'll just leave it for a little bit, turn off at the wall and all the things. It might just need a little rest. It's been a bit cold and it's, right against the wall where, I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought it might just need a moment. And it wasn't turning on again. So the other day I yelled out at Geordie from where I'm sitting here. I was in Walnut HQ doing some walnut work, and I yelled out and I was like, "Non, my Batcave TV broke." And I don't know what I was expecting for an answer or a reply, right? Walnut, like I think it was more I was basically my body was prepared for, oh gosh, you'll just have to watch on your phone, or oh, we just won't have a bedroom TV for a little bit, like that was the response I was expecting because of the, the journey that we've been on, the life that we've lived. It's having a Batcave TV is not a necessity. It is a choice. It is a pleasure. It is a nicety. I can't think of the word. It's very early in the morning. If you can't tell, if you're not watching on the YouTube Walnut, it is dark outside and I have a ring light on and I'm in my pajamas. So it's just, I don't know what I was expecting. And he pops his jolly head literally from like behind where you're sitting now. And Geordie says, "Oh, should we just buy a new TV tomorrow?" What? Is this my life now? What? And I said that. I was like, what? Huh? What the heck? And then I got that weird feeling in my body when it's sometimes when Geordie says it's okay, but it's usually when like I'm gonna buy myself something, and this is a part of like my worthiness journey, which we've covered in various different places, especially in snack hacks. Tell me if you resonate, Walnut, but this comes up for me with sort of big purchases. So sometimes it will be like programs online, or like getting a new phone, or sometimes even like spending like over $100 on new bras and underwear, because I have old bras and underwear, even though I need new bras and underwear. It's like this weird worthiness thing that I have. So that comment, which my nervous system was just not prepared for, I was like, huh? I mean, yeah. And then it got me thinking, like, is this my life now? This is actually my life. And I started crying. And Geordie was like, "What's wrong?" And I just said, "I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of us. This little TV moment, I'm so proud of us. All of the trials, all of the tribulations have led to us now at present being in a position where it's no sweat off my back, or whatever the saying is, to just go out and spend a couple $100 on a new little TV." The new little TV is lighter, not heavier, or has the Chromie Q3 built in, no plugging things. Anyway, so long story short, we got the TV, right? But we did even have an argument in the shop that was like, I was like, "Oh, we'll get it later, we'll go to this one because I get a discount from work. I was doing all that and Geordie was getting mighty pissed off. So we ended up buying it after like a little bit of classic Geordie and Laz bickering outdoors. If you're our friends, you know exactly what that is. But we got the new TV, and yeah, so I came back and I reflected, and I just sat in this moment of, wow, I feel from this TV moment, I feel a cycle shift, and it's not the closing of a book of who I've been in and how I've behaved, but rather it is just a new sort of cycle of that, using all that past stuff. But for so long, Walnut, I've lived in a really big space of nostalgia, like, just like, oh, I used to be so fun. I used to be this party girl. I used to look, I was in my prime, and, all that kind of stuff. Times were better, obviously, certain people were like physically alive. So I've constantly lived in the state of nostalgia, and that TV moment, that little crying that I had about it, I've cried in a couple of different places because I am just really proud of myself. This moment has brought up this feeling of being extremely content with being present, using all that nostalgia, using all of that past trials and tribulations and hurt and pain and weltschmerz and all the struggles, and using it to like just cultivate me now, and being happy with who I am now, being proud of who I am now. All of those little steps that I've taken have gotten me to here, and all of those steps have majority of the time been walnuttings. So I just, I saw a picture the other day, Walnut, of this TV moment. It's really significant. Like, this will be like a little Walnut milestone story, like, in years to come. I saw this picture of like this person carrying all this stuff on their back, and it's three, one's like small rock, and then two really big ones, and they're like carrying them. It's like a cartoony photo, so you just imagine how you want, but like it's like really heavy. They're like hunched over like a big travel pack, right, of the rocks. And it's like, then the next picture was like just holding one, and this one said the present, and then the past and the future rocks were like in the past and in the future of the person. And like, and the comment said sort of, imagine how much lighter this would feel. And that's what it felt like, Walnut. That's what that moment of me crying and being so proud of us, and Geordie popping his head through the door and going, oh, should we just water, was just holding that present rock. and being like, wow, all of that big past rock behind me, I'm not worried about or looking forward to, or feeling like I need something from my future. I'm just holding my present rock, and it means the world to me, and it's amazing. And so holding this little present rock, I have to come back to this analogy. It just brought about this massive cycle shift for me, and I feel different now. Like, well, not now, I'm the same person, but like I feel different. I feel like, wow, I'm in this position. I've created this life where I have this big old house, and I can just buy these nice things if I want to. I'm in that place, which I didn't think, considering the Weltschmerz saga that went on in February 2022 that lasted so long. I feel I didn't think I would be at this point now, right? And so this is where the quantum leapy shift has happened, right? I've done all the hard yards. I've set myself up. As Melanie and Leah would say, I've planted my pineapples. I've continued to plant them. Let me know if you want the link for this walnut, but it is in the walnut tree somewhere. I love the pineapple analogy. So message me if you haven't heard it before, because it is really, really beautiful. I have done all the walnut work, the gritty groundwork, the hard stuff, and the hard stuff will still come, right? It's not over. But I had this moment, Walnut, switching stories, and this is where I realized, holy butts, I have been shifting in the quantum, like what the people are saying. Like, I am there now, and I get it. So I think the next time I hear like a quantum masterclass or something, it will hit differently. I wonder if I can find another one and replay it. So the next story time, Walnut, in regards to this, I want to share because I want it to empower you, just so you know that if you keep going, if you keep walnutting with the baby steps, you will get to like either this present point that I have now, or something more delicious. So this is in regards to job, right? So Walnut, you know that I spent a good few years over the expiry date at my past travel job, which I loved dearly, but there was so many toxic ties that I had there. And it took me a long time to build the courage, and many, many tower moments, tower as in like the tarot card tower, to really leave. And when I did, it was again that big rock off my shoulders, and just holding that present moment. It was so light. It was so beautiful. I was so happy, and I was out, and I started a new sort of chapter. And if you've read my book, it's all in there. But that took a good few years, right? I am now in a place where it took me then a little less longer to be in a new position. And I shifted over a couple of months, right? So I was in the call center for a little bit, and this has got nothing really to do with the quantum shift, but then I moved to my new role, which is an assistant role, and also virtual assistanting. Then it took me about a few months So it's not quite half a year, but the thought was there for at least for a good few months before I sort of started saying it, about going down to 1 walnut day a week, right? That took me a few months to get that in action. First started with a little bit of, talking about my sister, talking maths with my sister, talking maths with Kate, because she's a freelancer, so, and building up to be brave to have this discussion with Geordie, then to apply, then to ask my boss, then to apply, then to actually do it. It took a series of months, right? So we've gone from 5 years to months. And then I had an experience just recently, Walnut, and I haven't got a new job or anything like that, but there was a seed planted about this position sometime ages ago, and I thought, no, I'm completely happy where I am, la, 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 la. And then I had this sacral moment very, very recently to just ask the person if they want to go for a coffee. And in the process of the emailing of if they want to go for a coffee, just because I wanted to express sort of like my interest and, say why I'm interested in this type of role. They sent me the job description. I thought that I had missed the boat because the seed was planted a long time ago. And I love the role. I think it looks really cool, and I am 99% going to apply for it. And with that comes the guilt of, leaving my boss, all the new, being new, all the stuff, blah, 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 blah. But within the space of my viewing that role, sending it to my sister and my dad and Geordie, being like, do you think that I should? I think I'm going to apply for this, to just letting my boss know, because I love my boss so much. And I wanted to let them know, to going to doing the coffee thing and the reaching out. That was a span of days, right? So 5 years, say 5 or 6 months, to days where I can just make a shift like that. And Walnut, I don't know if this is like painting the picture correctly, and I know I'm going a little bit over time because there's been 2 story times in this episode, but all of the groundwork, all of what I went through in the 5 years of being in the job, and how hard it was, how much it hurt, how struggled I was like living and feeling just energetically, to the 5 months where, I'm triggered and I remember those feelings, but I can move quicker because of what I've gone through in the past heavy rock, to me seeing something in sacral going, oh, and then having a courageous conversation and just saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I really want to apply for this. Well, not sorry, but, I'm sorry for, thinking of even cheating on you. I said, because, I love that person, but there's a role that it's lighting my sacral up strangely in the 9-to-5 world. So how quick is that? You get what I'm saying, Walnut? I hope this makes sense. Let me know if this resonates. Please let me know if this resonates, and let's discuss this further. But I think I have clocked the Walnut version of a quantum leap or shift or whatever they call it. I think I have clocked it because of the trials and tribulations I have been through. It's almost like a trauma triggering response that goes, oh, I remember when that hurt a lot, but using it for the good of yourself. Is that all I want to say on the topic? I think you're picking up what I'm putting down, Walnut, but I can't guarantee. So I guess the moral of my walnutting this week is that I have realized that I can do all the things that the big bougie bad bitches online say they can do, and it's not in relation to money, but I can buy myself a new TV, can't I? So it is in relation to money. It is, and it's so much more than money. It's so much more than money, this quantum leaping thing, but it is cultivated and it is created through the baby steps, through the small bits of courage, through the small bits of brave, to holding just that one medium palm-sized rock instead of 2 additional huge ones that we do carry around. The past, hurt, tribulations, then even just the good times, the nostalgia, and not wanting to just put it back there where it belongs. And then we hold on to these other fucking huge boulders of the future, where we're like, I want the dream house, I want this, I need that, when I do this, I'll do that, you know. It's not very action focused. It's just this like clinging on to something that I really need or want in my future, just leaving that where that belongs in the future, and just holding this amazing present rock. Wow. And it might make you cry at your version of your Geordie, for just being so proud of who you are now. So Walnut, this week I encourage you to take a really present filled look at your life, at where you are, at who you've become, and there will be something to be happy about yourself. There will be something to be proud of. I know, I'm thinking of like 5 of my friends right now. There's so much. And yes, there's stuff to look forward to, but right now there's something so delicious about your life. Because you have walnutted, because you have taken lots of little baby steps, and because you have done hard things. You've done really, really hard things. And I'm so proud of you. So have a happy Walnut Wednesday. I would love for you to share what your things are. So if you feel comfortable, please write on the walnut tree wall. Let's start a discussion of what we're proud of. Brag about yourself, man. Like, I'm here for it. And if this episode resonates, just do a little screenshot and share and tag me and let me know that you're listening. But I hope my walnut version of a quantum leap has made sense. And I hope it's empowering you to really like take a little, hold up a mirror and reflect shit back at you, and know that like, if a little peanut Les party girl from a small town who used to eat out of tins and make silly choices can just go out and buy a new, like, can be in a position where she's like done all this stuff and go out and buy a new TV and just apply for a new job without, like, you know, taking months or years, then I know that there's some really juicy stuff that you can do too. So I want to hear from you. All right? There's your homework. Tell me about yourself. On that note, I've taken up a lot of your time, so thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening to this episode. Have a happy, happy Walnut Wednesday, and I will talk to you on the podcast next week. Bye.